switched up where we were streaming which games to. I feel like even that didn't make any sense. Point is, on this channel, we have Harmonix and Team Player. If you're looking for the K9 and Hellhounds game, I believe that's on channel 3, which you should be able to find a link to on this page somewhere. But if you're here joining me for Harmonix and Team Player, well then you're in the right place indeed. So I'm Palador, and let's get it going as the first launch is underway. Davola and Ometer. Barometer. Oh, and that is off meter, as that is off kilter. And Electro Cow and Bob here to round out that roster. Defending currently for Harmonix. Well, getting it through that defense. But we have Adam the Alien, Rolls Rice, love that name, Wolf, and PT Gaming Pro. Once again, I am Palador. And you are Twitch chat. We're good. I think we are solved. It's a little bit of a hectic start to these streams this evening. It tends to happen sometimes when you have so many channels rolling at once, but it's a beautiful problem to have, isn't it? Super glad to get back on the cast. It's been far too long. Barely got the cast in week 1 or 2, and yet here we are in the first round of my 3rd in a row, and having a lot of fun here on the stream as Adam the Alien takes it away and sails it over to Rolls Rice on this push up the floor. Now taking position at the barrier was Adam. Now the defense actually leaving Adam alone, so it could have been bad potentially, but right now players is trying to get a feel for the flow of this game, get into their rhythm. Stuns there from Bob. We'll turn it over, and Davola the clear. Now don't ask me why. For some reason I really thought as that... Wow. I thought nothing. I see nothing. All I see is threes coming in with ease from Bob. I was going to say, I swear, though, for some reason I thought Davola... I must be thinking of something else. I thought Davola was an EU player. Who am I thinking of then? There's another Dave that I'm thinking of that's very similar sounding, isn't there? Am I totally off? Man, that offseason was longer than I thought. Nonetheless, though, it's PT Gaming with a great pass just in time before the stun finds Wolf, and Wolf on that prowl. Indeed, the first 2 points coming in. Assist courtesy to PT. What's up, Wonder T? And I'm actually Angelic. Welcome back again. The simple musician. He is my hero. Who's the musician? I think I asked this question earlier. I'm not sure if I ever got a response. Am I the musician? I'm not sure I would call myself a musician, but I'm a chatterbox. That's what I am. An Ometer with a shot being denied, stifled in front of the rim. But Ometer with another attempt. Barely off again by an inch, by a hair even. These teams, like the tortoise and the hare, trying to catch up to each other. But back and forth, pinging and ponging that shot to the face of Electro, picking up the scraps. Was Dave just missing barely? Oh, with a fadeaway shot as well. So many close attempts, barely off. And those ones will definitely dwell on this psyche if you let it. The very, very intense action here to start off this first round, only a few minutes in. And shout out to these teams, by the way, for waiting about, 10 extra minutes there just to get me in the match and ready to go. Appreciate that very much, and always a pleasure to cast as wait, watch out, it's some more defense. I'm very, very impressed with what they've been able to do here for Harmonix. They're getting in the way of a lot of these shot attempts. Even though they're down at the moment, I don't expect that to sustain. Should this excellent defense continue? They're playing some pretty high pressure around that bubble. Now just need to get it going on the offensive side of things. Wonder redeeming the hydrate? Well, let's see. We'll wait for the next goal, and then maybe I'll take a sip. But right now, these teams taking a dip right back into the orange side. They need to get there really quickly because that goal is exposed. Could be a 2, but past both of the hands. Maybe a miscommunication on who was grabbing, but no miscommunication there. Rolls Rice definitely getting the grab. Watch out. Now over here to Rolls again. Rolls trying to back it out. Ooh, what a nice reset there. Pass, I should say, rather. I feel like that was intentional. Right off the wedge into the player by the bow tie. That was kind of unusual to see, but aesthetically pleasing of a pass. Now over there to Wolf on the offense. So here it goes. They played some defense. Now it's their chance to push this forward and maybe bring it either to a tie or get within 1. Of course, as I say that, may be a little bit of a jinx commentator's curse, as there will be some mishandles of the disc. resulting in a clear, resulting in the recovery, resulting in the 3. No, the 2 from 7 meters. That was right on the line. But nonetheless, they are 7-2 on the advantage for team player. Able to get there before the defense for Harmonix could accommodate. Now, as I recall, too, I don't know if the roster is quite the same or not, but I do remember streaming both these teams towards the latter parts of last season and kind of mentioning how I wanted to see how they would progress. I think there have, just based on my very loose memory, I think there have been some roster changes on both sides here. I'm pretty sure, but as I always mentioned between seasons, it's one of the things I really like watching is how the teams develop, you know, in the months between seasons, and for that matter, just in general, right? The progression of these teams, these rosters, you see even in Master Tier now, more and more of these players are part of those newer generations of Echo Arena. And I do remember shouting out these teams as I streamed them last year and just saying, hey, I can't wait to do it again next season, Season 4, and here we are. Some hotly contested action going on in the first round. We still got 4 minutes left, fanning out on the floor. Maybe a little bit of a ill-advised pass there as the defense was so aggressive from Harmonix, as they have been, and just offering no space on the recovery. Similarly, right there, dipping underneath, rolls Rice. Very nice. That was rich. 7-4. Still 3.5 remaining. I mean, they've got plenty of time on the clock. And if they're going to come back on Harmonix, it's going to be predicated purely, or at least largely, on this defensive pressure they're putting on. It's what's giving them these opportunities in the front line when it comes to making shots. So the stack there, one stack getting broken up, but guess what? That secondary stack was there for the recovery. Now both sides losing the disc momentarily, taken by Amiter. Oh, another ding. They've had, I think, 3 of those maybe, of those 1-inch away goals, essentially, for team player, where it was just so very close to a good hit. But to their full credit, they're not wasting time or getting down on themselves. They get back on that recovery and get the disc back at least for a second. But likewise for Harmonix, eyeing down a bounce attempt, maybe rebound right off the backboard. Oh, and slowly floats in. Kind of a knuckleball there off that wall. And they bring themselves within 1. 7-6. And can I just say, I'm very glad that these teams waited for me to arrive in their match to cast, because otherwise we'd be missing out on a mighty good one here on Channel 2. So Bob now in the tunnel, finding Electro Cow on the approach. Now that backstack opting defensively to split back into the goal, but fantastic passing. It's Amiter with an awesome pass to Bob, and Bob just lobs it in, and 9-6, and we are back in it, back and forth in this match. Neither team now really pulling away by too many more than a couple goals. Now it's just a question of what will win out. A movable object, unstoppable force. Will it be the defense here of Harmonix? Will it be the offense here of team player that is enough to charge them into a round 1 win? We'll find out in the next minute 45. Turnover there to Bob. Right back to Adam. Right back to Amiter. And right back to the tunnel. So a lot of stuns here. Electro Cow doing a good job to delay just a bit. Meanwhile, in the front line, some slow boosts coming on in, and taken by Dave. Another ding, though, rebounded, playing yo-yo, and seeing if they can go ahead. Go Gadget Arms, 11-6, and that could be just enough to eke their way in the first round. We will see. Still some time, just not much of it. What's up, Turposaurus? Electro Cow, new goalie for team player. He's solid. Yeah, I mean, all these players definitely solid. Definitely, as I said, just me following the progression is one of my favorite parts. Really like getting a look at what people have been busy and up to these last couple months. You can kind of tell which teams and which players come in well practiced and kind of warmed up for the season. Sometimes with other teams, sometimes it'll take them a couple weeks here or there, but I definitely think there's a lot of new generation Echo players who are just really hungry to keep advancing and climbing those ranks, climbing that ladder. Wolf does it right there. climbs on in for a two-pointer, puts them within 3. So we'll see. There is some time now. That said, could go for a self-goal here. Don't know if they'll do it. Looks like they won't. Could have gone for a self-goal to maybe secure that. I know that's becoming an increasingly more adopted strategy as of late. Of course, it's a strategy that, not to toot my own horn, but my team, for better or worse, originated back in 2017. But it's not a strategy that I've seen a lot utilized, really, until recently. Recent months, I'm seeing multiple teams now go to the self-goal towards the end of rounds just to deny that 3-point opportunity. Happens every now and then. But I certainly won't complain when it doesn't either. So the victory all the same going in the first round, that is to say. And yeah, I mean, that was a fun round. I'm excited for the second one. Team player, though, getting it done. And we'll also take a little bit of a break. You might have heard the buzzer there in the background, so maybe a few minutes here, a few minutes there. Let's see. Turposaurus says, chillin', thanks for caring. Casting. Both. I cast and I care. Swoosh, welcome back. Welcome back, my son. Or something. You know who it is. That was a bad attempt. Sorry, Southern. Anyways, Phenom, Palitoxic, the originals. What did I say? Did I say something? If I was toxic, it wasn't intentional. Do let me know. How was I toxic so I can correct course, I suppose. Nonetheless. Hi. Cranberry. I'm actually kind of out now. It's mostly just melted ice water. With a hint of cranberry. Still pretty tasty. You know what else is tasty? That feast of points from Team Player. Look at that. 7 points for Bob. Ometer with 2. Electrocow with 2. And then Davolo with 1 assist to match Ometer and Bob as well. The team play. For Team Player, as always. You know, it writes itself. Lovely job there. But what did I say about the defensive Harmonix, huh? Look at that. I mean, Adam the Alien with a save. PT Gaming Pro, 5 saves in 1 round. 4 saves for Rolls Rice. And then the 4 points for Wolf. That is some impressive offense. Super. Oh, self-goal, Toxic. I wasn't talking about that self-goal. I mean, I'm talking about the strategic self-goal. See, if you talk about Eclipse self-goals, there were 2 of them, right? There was the one at Oculus Connect 4, the first ever Echo LAN, the North American Regional Tournament, basically, for ESL. That was a strategic self-goal, right? Like, the team only has X amount of time left, really? So we're going to self-goal it at the end, just to give them no time to actually joust and make a game-tying or game-winning play, right? The strategic self-goal. Now, then there's the other Eclipse self-goal. Season 2 finals in OC5, that was a toxic one. And it wasn't me! So actually, you're correct. I didn't think of it like that, but indeed, I guess Eclipse, you know, had different self-goals. Or not really self-goals, sorry. Like a ding-dunk goal. These self-goals were from other teams. I'm not going to name names. I kind of want to, but I'm not. No, we've also had accidental self-goals on our opposing teams happen to us an uncanny amount of times, like disproportionate to what you'd expect. Like I said, I wouldn't name names because that would be toxic. Anyway, I'm all confused, and so are you now. Regardless, we still have like 30 seconds of time here. My nose really itches, by the way. I don't know if you care or can tell. I'm really trying to scratch it without making it look like I'm picking it. But man, is it really, really itchy right now. I can't even... Anyway. I'm excited to see what the second round provides here, though, for this team. Let me check the records real quick. And again, courtesy Ignite VR there, with the Ignite metrics powering our streams and our statistical overlays. So Team Player is 2-1 on the season. Harmonix, actually, their season debut, evidently. Now, again, I know this team existed before, but maybe we're not active last week. I can assume, because actually this week we got like 20 or 30 new teams activated compared to week 1. So I think a lot of teams maybe just missed the boat on flagging themselves for the start of the season. But regardless, we're in it now, and that's what matters. So here we go, taken by Electro Cow from the sideline, the midline. Back into the bow tie. Phenom, still love you too. Of course, of course. Hamwow, please come scratch it for me. My nose, it's still terrible. That said, you know what I know? The second round is underway, and it's chaotic at the moment. 30 seconds in. Grab here from Bob, just with a nick of time to spare. Now they're making their way down the floor. There's Bob with Dave attached. Dave breaking off and trying to look maybe for the breakdown on the goalkeeper, but no! The goalkeeper, Adam the alien, nothing alien about that. Right at home inside that goal land. Now seeing if they can land that clear through the midlands, and they will. So up the floor they go. Maybe have an opportunity at the goal. 2 on 3, make that a 3 on 4, and that's off the back panel and into Dave Ola, who just sends it careening into the side. So still yet the chaos momentarily maintains. Oh, a little bit of a mishandle there. Kind of awkwardly as the disc continues to just not want to be in anyone's hands for the moment, saying, no, I'm an independent disc. I don't need no team. Or Harmonix. But Adam the Alien, they're getting stunned as well. Bob with another tap. Basically, the first team here just to get control for more than a second is probably going to have themselves that goal. It might happen here. 1 Mississippi. But too late and too bad. A stun being had and sent back out again. So what do I know? It is nuts right now in terms of this pace. So back into the blue. That's going to sail pretty close to that goal. Dangerously past the hands of Electro Cow. And they're attempting, as you can see, they're attempting to ease it up a little bit. I mean, they're positioning out, but I think right now... when it gets chaotic like this, the communication is the most important thing. This is when Electro Cow, for instance, in the back line, this is when they need to say, you got me back. Or, alternatively, we've got a stack. One or the other, right? But that's when you really need to be saying, okay, calm it down. This is what we need to do. Otherwise, other team's gonna get it too. And they will. PT Gaming Pro finally breaks the 2-minute ice on both sides. And they will get the first couple points. Swoosh, what fan base would scratch your nose for you otherwise? We love you, Pally. Okay, I won't lie. Now that I'm off cams, and now that we had a replay, I scratched. Don't worry. We're good. That feels so much better. That entire 2 minutes, it was itching horribly. But picking it off here is off the dome, actually. Off of Electro Cow, I believe. These teams, if nothing else, they're itching to get it going. I'm just kind of curious if that same pace to start the round is going to continue or not, really, or if we're going to finally see some slowdowns. That would be very, very helpful, I feel like, for both of these teams to, again, find the communication, say, this is where I am, and this is where that disc is going by next, and find themselves some good opportunities off it. I love that. I love it. Ometer gets it to tie. Some swell passing from the boys in blue. Scarecrow music. Oh, maybe that was the Music Man that was being talked about earlier on. Yeah, so the ranks here, silver, I believe, or platinum? One or the other. Thing is, Harmonix is currently classified as bronze, but that's because it's their first match of the season. However, they are a team who played last season. If I recall correctly, I believe Harmonix was in, I want to say gold, as well as team player. Maybe a upper silver or lower gold last season, as I recall. But then again, the rosters have also changed a bit, so take that for what it's worth. In any case, though, taking the disc back for what it's worth, it's PT Gaming Pro, and that's going to be sent into the blue line. Stacking quickly was Ometer, and I do like the double stack being ran here. Very fast and efficient, it seems like, for team player. And now it's just a matter of the backouts if they can. You know, finding the numbers. Like that pass, for instance, right there. While I always like it when you pass the disc, you also got to be careful with it, right? It was kind of cluttered in there, and that offensive player had nowhere to go should they have gotten the disc. That's where a back pass would have been very pertinent, for instance. Another narrow miss, though, coming in from team player here. And eventually turnover to PT. So PT Gaming off into the blue side. The stacks gathering for either team, not really getting a ton of regrabs in there, and splitting off as well as splitting skulls. Nice one from Ometer to find, eventually though, Rolls Rice in the back. Now Rolls was an active hand in round one.